We getting political today.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little political. See, the fact that you even called her out of her name shows utter disrespect for the black people.
That boy spit. Kamala.
Oh, that's what it is?
Kamala. I don't like how I don't like your demeanor, right? I don't like how you're making little of the plight of black people.
Michelle Obama is the dark horse.
That boy spit.
Biden was supposed to come in and run for another 4 years.
Hey, I'll show you a horse in the pony race. What's up, y'all? Another episode of the Therealslackadjusters broadcasting live from Studio B in Atlanta, Georgia. The weather outside is about 85 degrees. It's a sunny day. I got my boy Salim V World with me.
What's happening?
Tim Motivates. Make sure y'all follow. And before we even get started, hit the like button.
Bing!
If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Bing!
Welcome back, man. Salim,
How's your week?
man, it was a good week. You know, we're here. We're able to get together and record again. It's the end of the month. God is good.
Life is good.
Life is good.
We're going to get into it today.
What's going on in the news?
A little political this time around.
We getting political today.
Yeah, we're going to get a little political. We're going to have a little fun with it. Just something a little lighthearted today, but it is very serious. How to pronounce the vice president's name?
Kamala.
Oh, that's what it is?
Kamala.
I was going to say Kamala. So it's a big topic. We pulled up, and I think we're going to, oh God.
What's the problem, man? Is the name Kamala just annoying you? You can't even get it out? Or is it Kamala? How do you pronounce it?
I pronounce what's right, whatever I feel in the moment. Kamala.
That's racist.
Racist.
That's got to be racist. There's no way. I'm going to just keep it real. There's no way that is like of our culture.
However you say her name is racist, depending on some people.
Right.
At least the people at CNN.
Now, I wonder if they... Yeah, and we can watch the video, and I'm wondering, did Kamala ever approve her name?
Somebody show us in the comments. Let us know if there is a video out there. Put a link in the comments if there's a video out there of her saying how to properly pronounce her name and being offended by it. Make sure she's offended by it, because it seems like nobody's offended by it except the people in this video.
Right. Let's crank it up there. Let's start it off.
Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No, but you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
I just did, and I'll do it again.
Mispronouncing her name.
That's
what
Kamala's
refusal
policy.
to acknowledge her humanity.
If
I purposely mispronounced your name, that would not be appropriate.
Policies.
But when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't racist.
That is complete.
You don't have to intend racism.
No.
That boy spitting.
He said the white disregard for the humanity of black people, and because you mispronounced their name.
He sounds like what he's saying to me is that traditionally that's what them folks been doing. Is just, man, we don't give a damn how to pronounce it. We're going to say it how we want to say it. That's how they've been doing it for history. For history, Craig.
Is that true?
You tell me. I don't know. It's political season. All things go. Everything goes around this time. Everything is racist.
Right.
Everything is sexist. Everything is biased. Everything is, it's just political, and it's, everybody's offended this time of the political climate that we're in.
And they stirring ish up. Stirring ish up.
But
and the fact that this is even a topic is just disgusts me.
Why?
Because it's so irrelevant and pointless. Like we talked about this earlier. My name is Salim, Saleem.
Salim.
And my name's been mispronounced all my dang life. It's not even an issue.
But you're a man. You're supposed to be able to have thick skin. You're supposed to be able to.
Eric Dyson, this guy, Michael Eric Dyson, he's a man, right?
Yeah, but he's he's one of the top voices for black people. Seriously, he's one of the top voices for the black community.
I don't think so. I don't think he's one of the top
and he's
voices.
one of the biggest pundits on the Democratic Party. So
I don't know nothing about him. I've seen him around and heard him around before.
what's his name again?
Michael Eric Dyson.
It's not Michael Dyson.
It's Michael Eric Dyson.
It's irrelevant either way.
So for them to get up, for them to make that even a discussion topic or point, then what does that tell you about where we're at right now? You see what I'm saying? Like, we have to make this a point because we have nothing else to talk about. Her name is Kamala. See, the fact that you even called her out of her name shows utter disrespect for the black people. And over the years, how you gross negligence.
So you're saying it's some bull crap?
Gross negligence.
You know how I feel about
We're
it?
being held back. You're holding us back because you mispronounce her name, and we can't get ahead because of that.
I don't like how I don't like your demeanor right now. I don't like how you're making little of the plight of black people. Because that's how it's coming off.
Dude, listen, man. Look.
That's how it's coming off.
Okay, but
I don't want you to come off like that. I'm trying to protect you, my brother. I'm gonna fight with you. Don't look. We gonna fight together.
Look, man, we're gonna do this podcast thing. Well, dude, don't do that right there.
Everybody loves kung fu fighting.
Look, man, listen.
Look,
man.
I got Celine back no matter what he
All
said.
right, come on, man. Stop trying to make me look bad.
I'm not.
All I'm saying is, listen. If you want to talk about somebody who really had to deal with that issue, like I said, they call you a Muslim. You one of them Muslims, ain't you? You see what I'm saying?
One of them bean pie brothers.
Oh, see, you got it that spot on. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say.
But you're a man. You're supposed to have thick skin.
I mean,
You got to be gentle with women, bro. And
see, I almost went somewhere else.
calling their name wrong, and making fun of their heritage and their race. Their
you're gonna be the president. You're gonna be the president,
especially this time of year.
But if you're gonna be the president of the United States, you got to have thick skin. I don't care what it says.
Oh, for sure.
It's a whole different ball game when you're playing up
For
there.
sure.
So I mean, all that crap right there can go. The fact that it's a topic point is just disgusts me anyway. But anyway,
Kamala, we got your back, girl.
did you say her name right?
Kamala,
There you go. Kamala.
Kamala. We got your back. Next story, Shalem.
DNC. Is the DNC happened this week? Was it this weekend?
Turned down for it. Lil Jon was in the building. Was Beyonce there? I heard Beyonce was going to be in the building.
What happened? Did she cancel?
I don't know, but they filled that place up. I know them people didn't come for Lil Jon.
They didn't. Okay, who they come
Them
for?
folks all the way to nosebleeds, bro. They was up through there.
Woo!
That was up through there.
Yeah. They expected to get a Beyonce showing.
That's what they're saying. They said, hey, we was told Beyonce and what's the other girl?
Taylor Swift.
They said Beyonce and Taylor Swift? I was about to call it Taylor Smith.
Yeah, didn't show up, but they didn't show up.
They didn't need her because you know why? They had
Lil Jon
and
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. We got Michelle Obama.
Now, yeah, she did her damn thing too, man. But we got some. That's the talking point of this video today, and I'm gonna start off by saying, look, Michelle Obama is the dark horse. She could have been the dark horse, and
I like the way you put that.
yeah, she's stunning on their ass. You know what I'm saying?
She was supposed to be the nominee. That's who they really wanted. They didn't really want Kamala.
But they couldn't. But the way everything played out, Biden was supposed to come in and run for another 4 years.
Yep.
He showed himself and showed how he was.
Sleepy Joe, he showed his hand during
Right.
that debate with Trump.
And it was no more hiding it. We defeated Medicaid.
Hey, I'll show you a horse in the pony race.
All right. Oh, terrible, man. Terrible.
All right. Look, we're serious, okay?
But then,
we're professional.
But was there any way they could have slid Michelle Obama in there, overstepping Miss Harris, You know, so Vice President Harris.
If Michelle wanted the job, she could have had it, bro.
So everybody would have backed her. You could have pushed Harris to the side, Kamala to the side.
Yeah, and they wouldn't have faced a whole lot of backlash because they're pushing one black woman to the side, quote unquote black woman, to the side for a real black woman. No quotes. No quotes for a real black woman. Okay. You know what I mean? So they've been talking Michelle's name for the last 2-3 years. And Michelle didn't want the job, bro. If she wanted the job, she would have been more public. She would have been making more speeches. But I tell you what, after seeing this speech, I was like, man.
She turned up for what?
Michelle, she speaks really well.
She turned up.
She got the body language y'all gonna see in a minute. She got the swag. She got the, you know.
There was no hesitation.
It didn't even seem like she was doing on the teleprompter, you know.
Yeah.
Now there are some things that me and Salim are gonna pick apart in this video. We're not gonna show the whole video. We're just gonna show some highlights and, you know, do the whole pause play thing. Y'all just sit tight and we're gonna, you know, react to it a little bit. You ready?
Crank her up.
Crank it up.
You see, my mom, in her steady, quiet way, lived out that striving sense of hope every single day of her life. She believed that all children, all people have value, that anyone can succeed if given the opportunity.
Let her talk.
She and my father
Let her talk.
didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed.
Pause it.
Oh.
They understood.
Michelle.
She said.
Hold on, Michelle. Salim got something to say.
She said that her mom and her dad did not aspire to be wealthy.
Did she say that?
Man, that's what she said.
They didn't aspire to be wealthy?
Bruh, you know what?
I was just kind of just letting it heat up, you know, but she said that. What do you got to say? How do you feel about that? Everybody ain't got to want to be wealthy.
No, everybody doesn't have to want to be wealthy. She said her mom and her father did not aspire to be wealthy. Actually, they were suspicious of people who took more than what they needed. That's what she said.
I call bullcrap.
Okay, so
How can you be suspicious of somebody who takes more than they actually need?
That's what I'm trying to.
How do you see that? Like, how do you pick that up?
Right, and how do you even decipher who needs more or what? You see what I'm saying? Like, when you think about, you want to run it back, don't you?
No, I'm just.
When you think about the way America is structured, this is not a socialist society.
Yeah.
You know, there's the lower class, middle class, and upper class, and they're really doing away with the middle class. But when you talk about people who create jobs in the private sector,
Yeah.
who are those people that are creating jobs? There's a lot of small businesses start up, but you got to have something to create something, to create jobs.
Yeah.
And those people who've done a good job at that, who benefits the community and our country and the society, a lot of times tend to become wealthy.
Yeah.
Did they take something more than what they needed?
They took some chances, that's for sure.
They damn sure took some chances.
They
They put a lot on the line. They
Yeah.
made sacrifices.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the sacrifices we make day to day. Like, we don't get to go to work. You know, we're both business owners. We don't get to go to work, you know what I'm saying, for, 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the week we off messing around.
Taken from people more than what we need.
Exactly. 7 days a week. You ready, set, go.
I think it's safe to call bull crap on that one, and maybe we could put a little pander bear in the background. That's
pander
some
bear.
little pandering going on.
Yeah, there's a little pandering.
We might throw a little pander bear up there.
Because who she's talking about, the rich, elite, big corporations, that right there, that was total gibberish. But she sound good talking though. Go ahead.
Let's let it run, and we'll see if we can find some more pandering going on. Okay.
That it wasn't enough for their kids to thrive if everyone else around us was drowning. So my mother volunteered at the local school. She always looked out for the other kids on the block. She was glad to do the thankless, unglamorous work that for generations has strengthened the fabric of this nation. The belief that if you do unto others, if you love thy neighbor, if you work and scrape and sacrifice, it will pay off. If not for you, then maybe for your children or your grandchildren. You see, those values have been passed on through family farms and factory towns, through tree-lined streets and crowded tenements, through prayer groups and National Guard units and social studies classrooms.
Inclusive.
Those were the values my mother poured into me until her very last breath. Kamala Harris and I built our lives on those same foundational values.
Okay.
Even though our mothers grew up an ocean apart, they shared the same belief in the promise of this country. That's why her mother moved here from India at 19. It's why she taught Kamala about justice, about the obligation to lift others up, about our responsibility to give more than we take.
Come on, Michelle.
She'd often tell her daughter, don't sit around and complain about things, do something. So, with that voice in her head, Kamala went out and she worked hard in school, graduating from an HBCU, earning her law degree at a state school. And then she went on to work for the people, fighting to hold lawbreakers accountable, strengthening the rule of law, fighting to get folks better wages, cheaper prescription drugs, a good education, decent health care, child care, elder care. From a middle-class household, Kamala worked her way up to become Vice President of the United States of America.
That's my
My
dollar.
girl,
My girl.
Kamala Harris, is more than ready for this moment. She
one of us.
is one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency. And she is one of the most dignified. A tribute to her mother, to my mother, and to your mother too. The embodiment of the stories we tell ourselves about this country. Her story is your story. It's my story. It's the story of the vast majority of Americans trying to build a better life. Look, Kamala knows, like we do, that regardless of where you come from, what you look like, who you love, how you worship, or what's in your bank account, we all deserve the opportunity to build a decent life. All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued.
That's true.
Because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one.
I can agree with that.
Kamala has shown her allegiance to this nation, not by spewing anger and bitterness, but by living a life of service and always pushing the doors of opportunity open to others. She understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth.
Hold it for a second. You know, what does that mean to fail forward?
Well, I think she's speaking of how, like, you know, people like the Donald Trumps of the world are able to file bankruptcy and keep, you know, just business as usual going, keep running up them billions, a billion, you know, fall forward, you know. It's a jab at the rich.
So they hate rich people, don't they?
And them rich folks, man, they shiesty, bro.
But do they hate everything she's talking about? They're really building at least her conversation and talking points is very focused on the haves versus the have-nots. That's how she's painting that picture.
Yes.
And she's really but I like to know who she's talking about. I mean, saying millionaires, is she talking about those people?
She's talking about the people who didn't have to go through what we went through because they not like us. You know what I mean?
But is she a billionaire?
Oh, Bill? Would it be or Mill?
Mills.
I think it's documented that her and her husband are worth
A couple hundred.
Is it
something
a
in
couple
the
hundreds?
They're in the hundreds.
How
They
they
got
get up
100.
that high?
Huh?
Wasn't he a community organizer in Chicago? She was a lawyer.
Hey, listen.
Oh, they did. They both came out with a couple books though.
Hey, listen. After you become president, boy, that stock go way up. You see what I'm saying? If you play ball,
But
and they play ball.
I mean,
They play ball. But that's what I'm saying. She's a millionaire. They're millionaires. Do they have more than what they need?
possibly.
Are they part of that rich elite?
I'm sure. Yeah.
What makes them deserve it more than anybody else?
I think, to play the advocate of, the guy that nobody likes, they started from the bottom.
Who most people start from the bottom.
But now they're here.
Most people start from the bottom.
They ain't forgot where they came from.
Most people don't forget where
they are where they in Chicago right now for the DNC.
You don't live where they live at though.
I think they're in like Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's
Vineyard?
Depends on the time of the year.
They be changing with the season.
That's where they stick.
They living though, man. But they
yeah.
came back to Chicago to keep it real. You see how she talking?
Yeah, exactly. Throw them up. You see what I'm saying?
I just caught a cramp in my chest.
Listen, man, I was just like I said, we've kind of gone through this video a few times, right? And whereas I told you she's smooth, she's smooth. I think she could have beat Donald Trump. I don't know if she would have beat him this time around, but if you would have put her on the platform from the top to bottom, and they got behind her, dude, I don't know if someone could have stopped her.
She's a very likable candidate. That's one of the things that goes into polling and a lot of the, the testing that they do before they even put these candidates out there.
Right.
After this speech, you think they on her phone right now. Hey, Michelle.
We need you.
Michelle, that speech was great. Look, Kamala even sneezes wrong. We're going to figure it out.
Right. How to get her out of there.
We're going to figure it out, Michelle.
Right.
You did awesome.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
How much will it take?
Yep. Exactly. And I think after the 4 years, then she's back up and she's taking it next 4 years.
I like this speech. Let's listen to some more. Let's see if we can find some more, pinholes to poke in here.
If we bankrupt a business or choke in a crisis, we don't get a second, third, or fourth chance. If things don't go our way, we don't have the luxury of whining or cheating others to get further ahead. No. We don't get to change the rules so we always win. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top. No.
That was jab. Low blow, Michelle.
Put our heads down. We get to work. In America, we do something. And throughout her entire life, that's what we've seen from Kamala Harris. The steel of her spine, the steadiness of her upbringing, the honesty of her example, and yes, the joy of her laughter and her lights.
Hold on, I got a question.
Go with it.
What's the honesty of her example?
Well, I got a bigger question.
The steel of her spine.
I got a bigger question.
Yeah.
Is that camera recorded?
God damn it. Red light is no longer on.
We can't get right today.
We'll be right back after these brief messages from our sponsors.
We've got the charge camera again. Salim V World, 10 Motivate. We out. Peace.